Hello everybody, it's me Monica again, and I just wanted to do this quickly once again. So what I'm using here, I showed really briefly in the beginning. They are the zebra brush pens. In particular, I bought mine from Daiso. They were maybe a couple of bucks or approximately $2, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I believe you can find them online on Amazon. They're blue. I think they also have a gray and a black version. But the blue one I like the most because the tip is a little bit small, where I think the other ones are different sizes. One's larger, one's longer or thinner or something like that. Anyway, so this is going to be the Super Bold tool. This tool I really love using for sketching because there's really no forgiveness with a brush pen. In this case, this one is a pretty permanent brush pen. You can use watercolors over the zebras, so you could potentially color your sketches after you finish them if you like them. Anyway, so in this case, what I'm doing here is instead of doing the traditional gesture drawing, and also instead of doing what I normally do, which is the kind of silhouette shape drawing, I am actually lightly doing a very generic kind of approximation drawing of what she has drawn in pencil. It's hard to do with a pen that is this permanent and this unforgiving, but it can be done. You can actually make really nice sketches with this, especially if you get really confident. And they also make really awesome drawings once you get really confident with them. You can impress people with your marker skills. But in any case, so what I've done is obviously drawn in the head and then the shoulders and kind of the general shape of what she's wearing. Really what I'm doing is just observational drawing, very careful observational drawing, so I kind of coined it as approximation because I'm trying my hardest to get it approximately by eyeballing it. I'm also using kind of sweeping generic sort of pseudo silhouettes to indicate shape, and now I am also drawing in kind of the generic shape of how the flowers are, and I will go in later and I will try to finalize them in a similar way that I did with the ballpoint pen. In this case, it's much more difficult. It is harder to have a light hand with a pen that's like this. So I'm really actively trying to be light-handed or be really soft touch with this. It's difficult, and as you can see, you can still see the lines pretty clearly even though I am drawing them fairly light. I will be going over them again later. And again, I'm doing this really focusing on shape, really focusing on just the way that she shaped things, trying to get as close as I can to what she's doing. She's obviously, from her drawings, she's studied animals constantly, and you can tell that she's got like this great eye for the shapes of legs and the shapes of snouts and noses and hooves, and and it's pretty amazing, and so I'm trying to mimic that. I do not by any means have the experience that she has with animal drawing, but I am trying to study and see where she's going, really observe. So this particular tool and what I'm doing right now is really very much observation heavy. I'm really relying on trying to get as close as I can to really seeing and really nailing those shapes that she is doing right now. So at this stage, which is still the gesture stage of the drawing, everything is relatively light, despite how much it doesn't look that way. I am drawing the last flying pig, and this part pretty much concludes the actual gesture drawing. If I do any more drawing on any of this, it will overwork the drawing. Once the last pig is done, I will just go straight into polishing off the drawing, really by just eyeballing it. My whole goal, especially with the brush pen, is to just nail as much as I can the gesture, which in this case is sort of like a light construction line, and then from there I will just try and polish it off if I have confidently nailed that particular part, which is of course the gesture. I'm saying gesture too many times, and I think that pretty much concludes my talking point. The rest is just me polishing it off, and I will overlay music just to make it less boring because I don't have much to say about that part. I will just leave little notes, okay? All right.